Another International Day.
Yes.
It's International Day of the Museums was created to raise awareness that museums are an important means of cultural exchange. The 2022 theme is the power of museums. This is amazing. I was actually just in London and I saw all these people going to museums and I was like, I wish we really respected our museums more.
That way.
Yeah. So in commemoration of this, the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society will be hosting various activities tomorrow, the 19th of May, dedicated to the power of museums. So today we have the honor of once again, but this time in person.
She's always always on Zoom. Yeah.
Speaking with Jahnel Nisbett, the director of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society,
welcome.
Better known as the NHCS.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. I've always been here via Zoom.
Yes.
So it's nice to be in the studio. Took a while to get here. I know you had to play a game to figure out where I was. But it's an honor. And as you mentioned, today is International Museums Day. So it's just a pleasure to be able to come here and talk about the value of museums. Because in Nevis, the NHCS, as you mentioned, it's a very long name. We actually have 3 museums, 2 are currently active.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so in the context of this year's theme, the power of museums, since you said we have 3 in Nevis, which actually I've been to a few of your museums. I love them. I learned a lot about Nevisian history that I didn't actually know. What aspects of museums will NCHS be celebrating on the 19th and why?
Okay, so on the 19th, we'll be celebrating the cultural aspect of museums. So we're focusing on cultural transmission. And to do that, we'll be having a wonderful games afternoon. Traditional games will be played in our museum courtyard, where we've invited several of our primary school students. We chose the grade 4 classes because they're old enough to learn and still young enough to go back and teach their peers in the school.
Good thinking.
So we're going to teach them different games, dog and bone, jacks, plum in the middle, hopscotch, all these games that have been neglected over time as they focus on their tablets.
Always on their tablets.
So what activities will take place after this celebration?
After that is the main aspect of our celebration. A part of this year's theme is actually about educating and reaching audiences through digitization as well. So we plan to have our audiovisual person in to record the games afternoon as well as give a mini pan around our main Museum of Nevis History so that those who are not able to physically access the museum can actually get some insight into what we have going on in there and be enticed to come and actually see it.
Yeah, take a trip home maybe.
Take a trip home and come visit the museum. Tell your friends, come and visit everybody. Our museums. So traditional games, you said that you will be focused on traditional games, which I think is fantastic. I think our kids don't really play
they do not.
games anymore. They're just on their tablets. So do you think like traditional games have disappeared over the years? Is that why you guys drew attention to that?
Yes, to a large extent they have definitely disappeared. Before I moved to the NHCS, I was a teacher in the school, so I taught social studies during school time, and I introduced jacks into one of my classrooms one day. And it was an actual disaster watching them attempt to play jacks because they've never seen it, heard it, have any concept of what it is. And these were third formers, so you have to understand that they had no hand-eye coordination, no knowledge, and it's sad. So we have to, it's our fault at this generation if they don't know. It's not their fault.
We didn't pass it on correctly.
It's up to us to transmit.
Yeah. It's so interesting that you said they have no eye-hand coordination because I think as we were kids growing up and you played games, it never occurred to you that the games were teaching you certain skills. But eye-hand coordination is a thing like this digga 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 is not really the same.
Sound effects, lady.
It's not really the same thing. It doesn't get you outside.
No.
It doesn't have you active and physical, which is such an important part of their physical and emotional, social-emotional development.
Yes, even the team building that comes from most of these games, it's essential, and they don't have it. And it's our hope that we can at least be able to plant some seeds so that it can spread and flower throughout society again.
I really hope it sticks. So, in that vein, is there a need to, well, you said there is a need to revive the games, right? But do you think reintroducing traditional games we will have to have it merged with technology so they can play? Because they can't play jacks on their tablets, you know.
I don't think we need to merge it with technology.
Okay.
Technology is great, but sometimes you just need to put it down and go outside and get dirty and interact with human beings. We can play Ludo online too, but
everything we can play
I love
online.
a board game.
Yeah, exactly.
We grew up. Do you know somebody, if you didn't have a Ludo, somebody built
drew it.
I know,
a little game.
Yes.
Until they started to sell it, somebody built a Ludo game, and you had like a big community Ludo game, like everybody played.
I remember coloring for checkers. We would get a cardboard and we would shade it with pen to mark out the different squares, then get different covers from the brewery bottles.
Yeah,
and you would be
colors.
like whether
Blue.
the Guinness cover, and I would be the Coca-Cola cover.
Listen, we grew up in the fun times.
Yeah, so no, it does not need to be merged. They have technology. They need to be exposed.
Yeah, I could see the importance of that, because I don't think that our kids really play any.
No,
I don't think our kids really play.
They don't play.
No,
So
they tablet.
And they enjoy it when you do, because even though my kids were terrible, they loved it.
Afterwards. The NHCS will be playing traditional games tomorrow, Thursday, 19th of May, to highlight the power of museums. And we will, you see all the excitement in me? And we will now be playing one of those traditional games with Jahnel. And that game is, ta-da, Jacks. Who remember Jacks?
Okay, so I know I just talked about Jacks and I just embarrassed my students. So now we're here to embarrass ourselves.
Yes.
Because we're not much better, but we're going to try and play
We're
some.
great at Jacks.
I'm not great. I'm not going to lie. The evidence will be here.
Never have I ever been great at jacks, but I'm gonna try.
No, we're really not. So right now we have traditionally, at least during my time in the 90s, we played jacks in primary school with stones. And although we have a rubber ball here today, in primary school, what we did, certain individuals who had access to golf balls, because my school was in Jessups and that was the village next to Four Seasons.
Yeah.
So they always played golf there. People would find golf balls.
Always lost their balls.
So you got like the razor and you knew which balls had in the rubber bouncy ball. It's just experience, because I knew it was the Titleist. The
Titleist.
Yes, that one always
Nice
had it in nice bouncy
The expensive ones.
Yes, exactly.
So we would have to cut that open, then you have to peel off all the rubber band things around the ball. You get stung. But once you accomplished that, you took it to school and you were the queen for the day. And you played your jacks with that. Nowadays, you have more modernized versions.
Advanced jacks.
Which is good. But we're going to go with the stones today just to see
Prove
what
a point.
we can,
Traditional.
just to see what we can do.
have these over.
So the aim of jacks, what you do, you have 10 pieces, and the first step would be to
Throw them out, spread them out.
scatter.
Yeah.
Because the first section is the onesies.
Yeah.
So your job now is to pick up one at a time. So you have to throw up the ball, grab one, let the ball bounce, then catch the ball in the same hand as the jack.
This is where I struggle.
So I'm gonna try to do that now.
Give you some space.
Oh,
Look at that.
So
She
that,
still got it.
And then you have to keep going and going and going.
Look at her. Look at her
Embarrass your
go.
students.
This is the easy segment. So we have the ones.
Look at that.
It's now, the problem is, now that
The
I've
grab
accomplished
two.
the ones, the next section would be the twos. That means you have to grab them in twos.
But you know,
and
we
so
threw them
forth.
out. We threw them out bigger.
Well,
so it was a bit more challenging.
It
So you have
depends
to
on
be like-
it depends on you with the shot
You
yet.
have to be like,
So,
exactly.
But you have to be strategic with your shuffle.
Okay, I get that.
Otherwise, then I don't think I can do two. Oh, I
so
can do two.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be that. And if I failed, like if I tried to grab them like that and didn't catch my ball, it would be the other person's turn.
yeah.
So, whose turn is it?
I'll let Naima go first. I'll let her go first.
all right, I'm gonna shame myself off today. It's okay. Remember yesterday I said I got no shame box. Okay. All right.
So these are the onesies.
This is the onesies.
Oh, still onesies?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Okay,
would
can do
continue
this.
from twos.
So I just pick up, I throw it up?
Yeah, let it bounce.
And then pick up one.
Yeah.
She is strategically playing the board. Anybody else notices that?
Hey. Hey.
Go.
Watch me. Hey.
Watch her go.
Hey.
She did that.
Onesies now.
Let's see what you got since we tied today. What you got today?
All right. She can do this.
She got these long nails. Let's see what she can do with these long nails. I think they're giving her an advantage.
They're not. You made me drop at one.
I don't think you can adjust them like that. I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
Yeah, you can. So,
Oh well.
if she would be out at the onesie stage and then it would come back to me.
See how competitive I am? Like,
Listen, I cannot cheat on TV. I didn't even think that.
Yeah, so it would then come back to me. I would continue from the twos where I failed and so forth and so forth.
Nice. That's a fun game.
Yeah.
It is.
And any kid can play it with a ball and some stones.
Yes.
That's what we love. That's what I actually really love about traditional games, because they didn't require you to have a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Or any technology or anything. If you could put together 2 stones and a ball that you cut out of a golf ball,
Exactly.
you can really play with hours of fun.
Or cricket with a piece of wood, and you take an old bucket and you lean a little cardboard. So once that cardboard get hit and fall forward, you're out. Like we had fun on a budget.
Yeah, what other traditional games?
We also will be playing. We don't have enough people to play dog and bone, but we can use the jacks
I
to
love
demonstrate
dog and
dog and bone. We can use the jacks to demonstrate that game that we'll be playing tomorrow. So you have 2 teams, and you have the equal number in the same on different sides. You have the bone in the middle. Each person on each team has a number. So these 2 are number 1.
Number
These
2.
2 are number 2, number 3, 4, 5. And then it's up to like the umpire to say number 3 to the bone. And both of the number 3s has to run.
and get the bone
And
first.
whoever makes it
the
there
bone.
first can grab the bone
And run back.
Yes.
before the other person tags them. If they both get there at the same time, they'll probably just like dance around the bone and see who can get a
And
chance
strategically
to
distract.
grab it and run.
Yeah.
So that will be
I
fun
love
tomorrow
this game.
as well.
Yes, we used to play this game as adults when I worked at New Horizon. Yes, we'd have our staff event and we always play dog and bone. Oh, I love it.
So Jahnel, can you remind us some of the details of the activities tomorrow?
Yes, so tomorrow afternoon we'll be starting the activities from 12 to 3:30 at the museum grounds in Charlestown. It's right by the Christina Memorial, if you don't know where that is, on the waterfront.
Right there.
And you come in. So we're mainly hosting primary school students, grade 3, 4, but if you're an adult and you have time and you want to come in, please do come in. The more adults that can actually demonstrate how the games work, the better. So we're inviting the general public to come. And I don't know how I forgot this earlier, but in honor of Museums Day, today and tomorrow, entrance to the museum for local and residents, completely free today and tomorrow.
Absolutely free. So go on out.
Yeah, it's free.
You heard that. Free 99. That's how much that's going to cost. Tomorrow it costs
Free.
you nothing.
Yes.
Nothing to go.
And
This
for
is going to be more
visitors,
adults than children, I bet you.
Hopefully. For visitors, it's 50% off, so it's only $5 US
Look at
to
that.
enter the museum today for visitors in honor of Museum Day and to encourage people to come on out. Definitely come through tomorrow, get a piece of your childhood back, plant some seeds of childhood to someone else and just help them enjoy and appreciate the culture.